My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube. Please note I use the word former. Um, I'm a national expert in resolution matters, and today I'll be talking about a sensitive subject for some of you. I've been on Fox Business News, ABC, and I have a huge Facebook following that professionals follow me and my advice around. So I like to rip the curtain open for everyone and tell them not to be so concerned and caught up with the worry and the angst and the fear that goes with all of this. So anyway, for your YouTubers, most of you are do-it-yourselfers, I like to give you the valid information that you need to know to make competent and good decisions on what you're going to do. My firm, by the way, if you ever want to call me, we give free consultations. But today I want to talk to you about a very specific matter, and that's if you haven't filed returns in a long time and you're scared to go ahead and file returns, I want to give you some advice. Most of the people that call me haven't filed in a long time. One guy didn't even know what president was in when he filed, and there's a lot of reasons. I think there's over 20 million people a year don't file tax returns, so you're not alone. But I want to get you past all this so you can at least understand what to do. So you don't be scared if you haven't filed returns. IRS has a very simple process, believe it or not, to file tax returns. IRS also only requires the last 6 years worth of returns. IRS has a policy statement. You can look up Google IRS policy statement 5-133 that only requires you to file the last 6 years. IRS has all your records on file if you've got 1099s or W-2s. So you can just pull those transcripts, or we pull them, and I'm going to know everything you made, and I can prepare your tax returns from there. So I'll try to remove the worry and fear to let you know there is a streamlined process, and anyone worth their salt can get your returns prepared, mostly from IRS transcripts. Now, if you're self-employed, that's different. When you're self-employed, you need to go to somebody who's good in tax reconstruction. Obviously, being former IRS agents, we know that do that, but you may have an accountant, a friend, or anybody who can reconstruct your tax returns. So how do you go ahead and reconstruct a return? Well, very simple. Most of the times you pull bank statements up. If you lost your bank statements, you get them. If not, what you do is you sit down and you give a 1-year average on what you think everything was, and you multiply it by 12. Now, this is not an exact science, and IRS knows this, but that's a starting place. So let's say you have you put in carpet and tile. So if you put in carpet and tile, you find out what your average job is, you put your average weekend and month is, and do a good multiplication. Believe it or not, if you get 1 or 2 years even close, you can use those same standards and percentages really through the other year. So if you're scared not to file, there's a lot of people like myself who do really good work to remove all this fear and angst from you. You know someone, like I said, local, but if you're self-employed, that's when you really need to hire a true professional. If you're a wage earner, you don't really have to worry about as much. So don't be scared to file. Whatever you do, get back in the system, because one day someone is going to knock on your door. Also, IRS can prepare your tax return for you. I just want you to know that you do not want that to happen. Anyway, listen, if this information was helpful, give me a subscription. Just say subscribe and like. If you have comments, I return all my comments, at least the good ones. So thank you very much for listening.